Hey, you guys, I'm sorry that I'm not in today, but I have your lesson ready for you to rock and roll. So you're going to need to go to Desmos. Oops, let me get my pad. So you're going to need to go to Desmos. I wrote it right here for you. Okay. So make sure that you have Desmos. You probably want to do a split screen, just kind of like how I have a split screen. So last class we went over linear inequalities. So what we did is we took a linear inequality, which is this right here, and we plugged it into Desmos. And this is what you can see right here. For this particular problem, or to enter into Desmos, we don't have to solve for y, but I want you to show your work. So you're going to show your work and solve for y. You will not get credit for this if you do not show your work. All right. But anywho, so we plugged it in and it gives you the graph. So I also made note up here that if we have a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to sign, you're going to have a solid line. If you have a less than or a greater than sign, you're going to have a dotted line. So here we have a dotted line, okay, because we have a less than sign right here. So all of this area right here that is shaded indicates that all of these points, any point that you choose in this shaded area, can be a solution, meaning that you can plug in the ordered pair here into this equation once you solve for y, and it will be a true statement. If you need more understanding of this, then go back to what we did before in the last class. All right. So I want you guys to go ahead and finish this one right here. All right. I've already typed it in here for you. You can go back, take your time, pause the video, make sure you solve for y, make sure that you do the graph correctly. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to move on to solving systems of linear inequalities by graphing. I'm so super excited about this. So really what this means is that we're just going to be, let me move my paper down, systems, meaning that we have more than one. Look at that. So this particular system is asking for us to graph these. Okay, so both of these have already been both of them are already solved for y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter in what we have. So I have y is less than or equal to 1 divided by 3 x minus 3, okay? And then you hit this little arrow right here to get the second bar. So then I'm going to enter y is less than or equal to negative x plus 1. Woo, look at this. So as you can see, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. As you can see, this graph right here, right? Both of these inequalities have been graphed, all right? So you can see this inequality is in red and this inequality is in blue. But they asked us a specific question on the last paper. They asked us, is the ordered pair 0 and -1 a solution? So let's look at this. So they want to know if 0, which is x, right, and -1, which is y, which would be right here, is a solution. So if I put a dot right there, well, I can't do it, but if I put a dot right here, they want to know, is that the solution? And I would say, no, it is not a solution. When you're dealing with systems is when they share a shaded area. So at any point within where they both share a shaded area would be a true statement. So that means that anything in this blue area wouldn't be true for your red, or anything in this red area wouldn't be true for your blue. But the area that they both share together, which is this area right here, means that this would be a true statement for both of these systems, meaning you can pick any point within this shaded area right here. You could plug them back into both of these equations and they would both be true. All right. So let me go ahead and move this screen again. Uh-oh. All right. So now that you know how to do one, I want you to make sure that you graph this graph that you have on Desmos on this graph that's right here. Okay. And I want you to tell me if 0, -1 is a solution. If it is not a solution, what is a solution? So if 0, -1 is not a solution, I want you to tell me what is a solution. Wonderful. So we're going to move along to example number 2. I want you to do the same thing for number 2, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to enter this in. So I have y is greater than or equal to a 1 divided by 3 x minus 3. All right. Then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to back this up some. I want you to enter this in. Uh-oh. So I have x plus y is greater than or equal to 1. Okay. Now, for this particular inequality, I want you guys to solve for y. I know you can plug it in Desmos. I still want you to solve for y, and I want you to show your work. You will not get credit if you do not show your work. This one is already in its correct format, but this one right here, it is not. Okay, I want you to solve for y. So anywho, let's look at this graph. So it's asking if solution 5, 5, it's asking if the ordered pair 5, 5 is a solution. So let's check it out. So let's look and see. So we have so it looks like this would be 5, which is right here. So 5, let's see, 5, 5, is that correct? It looks like 5, 5. So because, if we look here, so this is 4, I think this is 5, obviously this is 6, so this is 5, and then if we go up, this is also 5 right here, 5, 5. So it looks like this point is in the shaded area where both red and blue share the shaded area. Okay, so that means that 5, 5 would be a solution. So let me split the screen again. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, so we could say here for this one that 5, 5 is a solution because both inequalities share the shaded area. Wonderful. I want you to make sure that you do the work. So I want you to make sure that I want you to graph these inequalities. I want you to make sure that they're accurate, please. Okay. So let's go over this real quick. When we're graphing, I will graph this one for you. Give me 1 second. Let me change my color. I will graph this one for you. You still need to solve for a y for this one, and then you can graph it. But remember, anytime we graph something, we're going to start with our y-intercept. Remember, we're still dealing with y equals mx plus b, b being the y-intercept. So my y-intercept is a -3, so I'm going to go to -3, and I'm going to put my first point here at -3, and then I have my slope already. So my slope is 1/3, so I'm going to rise 3, and I'm going to rise 1, and then I'm going to run 3. So I'm going to rise, wait, I can't forget this. Mr. Slope Man, so you guys can remember, this is a positive slope. So if it's positive, it should be going in this direction. So I'm going to rise 1 and then count 3. 1, 2, 3. Rise 1, count 1, 2, 3. So if I want to continue, I would go down here and then count 1, 2, 3. All right. And then you would do the same thing for this one. So solve here. And then you will go ahead and graph. Now for this particular sign, remember, this less than or equal than sign is going to be a solid line. You see that? So this is going to be a solid line. Okay. Perfect. Yay. And then once you finish this, you can graph this, and then you'll see this the part that they both share together. Okay. So let's go on to the next one. Let's see what else we have here. I think this is the end. It's kind of hard when I have the screen split. All right, let's go to the next page. So these right here are just examples. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to work on all of these, exactly what we did before. You can use Desmos. If y is not solved for, I want you to solve for y first. So the very first thing you should be doing, if you need to, is solve for y. Okay? After you solve for y, oh, wait, make sure you show work. That's the only way that you're going to get credit, is if you show work. After you solve for y, I want you to plug it into Desmos. After you plug it into Desmos, I want you to, I'll put 3 up here. Give me a solution. So your solution is going to be what? An ordered pair. It needs to be an ordered pair in an area where both of them are in this, where it's in the shaded area for both equations. Okay. And then I want you to, I'm going to put 4 down here. Graph on your paper. So I want you to graph it on your paper. Right here, graph it on your paper. Okay? So your graph, I want you to graph it on your paper. So here's the deal. This, I want you to make sure that you finish this, but also it shouldn't take you long to finish this, but once you're done with this, I have another paper for you to work on and practice, and the sub should be passing that out to you. If you don't have that, please make sure that you ask the sub for it. Also, if you need to stay after school, or you're looking for me to stay after school, I will be staying after school today. So I'll be staying after school until 4 o'clock today. I'll be in room E109. So if you need anything, please let me know. All right, I think that's it. Bye.